What have we learned from the aggressor?
Very little, I'm afraid. Took it upon themselves to corrupt much of the data as a last resort.
It's a real mess. Getting fragments, but nothing incredibly One thing that does keep turning up is the Mandalorian Margok.
What about her?
Well, it looks like Torch and Margok were thick as thieves for a while, then something happened. Had to do with the... Don't really know the deep...
Jakaro, ready your ship. I'll go see what this Torch has to say for herself.
I'm sending Jakaro out on a scouting run. I've made local arrangements for your...
Wow. You've been busier than I thought.
Get whatever information you can.
Dark Lord. Moff Pyron ready to report.
What do you have for me, Pyron?
Your apprentice Ashara briefed me on the order of Revan. We are discreetly sweeping for infiltrators in your ranks.
Good.
If I may, I've also prepared a briefing on current military operations. I'll endeavor to be quick. As for the Cylinder campaign, Darth Mar is coordinating the Joint Armada with minimal losses. That does raise the issue, however. Our silencer fleet killers are underperforming as the Republic adapts tactically and technologically. We may be able to
If our men are to die, let them die gloriously in my name. Continue the refinements.
Yes, Dark Lord. There is also the question of Alzar. Your overseers on Korriban believe the Alzarians might be trained as Sith, but to recruit them now could make an enemy of Ravage.
Ravage is a useful...
As you wish. One last order of business. I understand you're on...
Speak.
You have a servant there by the name of Lord Vigil. He won't say why.
Do we know anything about what he's doing on Rishi?
Vigil was whether Vigil's work is productive or, like certain...
Where do I find him?
I'll send
Then you are dismissed.
My life for yours, Dark Lord.
I recall Vagel's name, but we've never met. What do you suppose he's found out here?
Darth Nox, everlasting Night Lord. It is my deepest honor to welcome you to Rishi. I'd begun to doubt... I was a fool.
You sought an audience, and I have come. The Reclamation Service will observe.
On my life, I shall not disappoint. I was sent here 30 years ago, not for Rishi, but to stand on the brink of the Rishi Maze, the dwarf galaxy. Thousands of unexplored worlds just beyond the known hyperlanes. My master tasked me to monitor those dark stars.
You seek knowledge in the unknown reaches of space. Fair enough. What have you found?
I built a deep space communications array to watch, to listen, to try to contact the maze's inhabitants. And I received signals, messages. The language is ancient, contemptuous of translation. There are Sith words, Rakata, Gree. The messages contained instructions for improving, modifying the communications array. Even I don't understand what functions the machines now possess.
These modifications, the technology, did the signals hint what they might be for?
Only in that the technology would grant a great boon. I couldn't discern more than that.
Alien machine enhancements. Now we know where the Reclamation Service budget went.
The signals went silent some years ago, but I believe the array is now waiting for you.
Waiting for me?
The last messages said the array required one twice transmuted and reborn to the Mother.
Transmuted, as I was on Balmorra. And by the corruption of the Sith spirits.
And then rejuvenated by the Mother Machine of Belsavis. Fascinating.
Some distant species has been waiting for you, Dark Lord. Whether by prophecy or biology. You could activate the array, learn its purpose.
What does your Reclamation Service experience tell you?
My lord, my experience says that pursuing mysteries such as this often leads even the wisest Sith to insanity. History is clear. But curiosity urges me forward, and you have defied the odds so many times before.
Await my return, Vejal. I will examine your machines.
As you will, Dark Lord.
I understand your frustration, Jakaro, but there's only so much of your bluster I'm prepared to take.
What's going on?
Theron's been captured by the Revanites. Data from the Nova Blades hinted at the location of a Revanite safe house in Raiders Cove. We looked into it and were ambushed.
Revan knew we were here.
It looks that way. It's possible he may have sensed our presence. I couldn't say for sure. Whatever the case, I stand by my decision to not impede in Theron's abduction. And I know Theron would too. Now he's in a position to do what he does.
Where do you stand on this, D4?
Me? No one ever asked my opinion. Not even the hairy lug here. You honor me. Jakaro does make an excellent point, but then so does Miss Beniko. Ultimately, I think we should go after Agent Sean, as it will allow us to plow through as many Revanites as possible.
Hopefully you fared better with the Mandalorians.
Revan has a fleet of warships on standby.
Of course. From examining the Nova Blades data, it looks as though they've been routing Imperial and Republic fleets here to Rishi.
So the Empire...
And we still don't know who we can trust. We need to interfere.
Yes, it's true. I'm told there's a Rishi village on the outskirts. I can't imagine they would resent our presence there.
Then we will go there immediately and establish a base of operations for my campaign. In the end, Revan will answer to me.
Yes, my lord. We have to assume Revan's expecting a resistance force now. You should expect to find patrols along the way.
Lord Vejal.
Was all to your satisfaction, my lord? Were the machines responsive?
The Dark Lord's lifespan increases by a solar cycle. Does that mean something to you?
Then it was real.
What was real?
Real. Arctis believed, Thanaton believed, but I doubted. I feared to offer you false hope. The machines are made to increase life expectancy, cellular rejuvenation. For anyone without your exotic past, the process would surely have failed. But for you, Dark Lord, those machines have granted you months or years, a taste of immortality.
A taste of immortality. I've awaited this opportunity. But I desire more than a few extra dying breaths in my twilight years.
Oh, of course. Then grant me the means to fulfill your wish. Grant me battalions to pacify this world. Grant me scientists to replicate the machines. Grant me fleets to explore the dwarf galaxy. Now we know the secret to your everlasting glory is here. We need only find it.
My lord, I have concerns about this course of action.
You are here to advise. Advise me.
The long search for immortality so often leads to ruin. You saw this with your first master. Who will count Zash among the great Sith when she squandered her power on a fruitless quest? And now, with our empire in such need of your resources...
The cost is too great, Lord Vazal. The outcome too uncertain. It is the Empire's survival, not mine, that concerns me today.
I understand, of course. Perhaps I can prove useful elsewhere. There are other fascinating projects under your command. Lord Madrig's search for lost Had Abaddon, translation of the Flensing rites. Your predecessors began so many arcane studies.
Give it time, Lord Vazal. An opportunity will arise, and your expertise shall serve me well.
Then I will wait with all the patience you require. Praise to you, Dark Lord.
In the meantime, I have much to do. Come, Talus. Our Empire needs me.
With pleasure, my lord.
If an individual Rishi chooses to get involved with others, that's that Rishi's choice. Otherwise, we tend to see no reason to inquire. These other inhabitants, they have also kept to themselves. Strangely, their encampment appears to be segregated. One group looks like her, the other is less... intense.
Imperial and Republic traitors working side by side, but still wary of one another.
This may provide an opportunity, either to extract atonement for their deception or to employ a little deception of our own.
It's an opportunity to thin the ranks, is what it is.
Your zeal for making heads roll never ceases to surprise me, D4. But don't worry yourself, it may yet come to that.
I'll take a closer look at these Revanite camps.
And we'll attempt to establish a better grasp of their activities.
I hope we can establish where Agent Shan is being held.
As do I.
We, Rishi, would be grateful for your help around the village. If you choose to provide it, of course. Savor your travels.
Ready. As soon as we have word from Revan, our work begins.
Lord Ivris, sir. It's...
Dark Lord, how can this be? We're found out. I suppose Darth Mar sent you to fight his battle for him. Seems his usual way. No, better still. You learned about us and thought Mar could be in on it. You're here on your own. We have the upper hand.
I want you to consider who you're speaking to. Then decide whether you care to test your theory.
You're bluffing. Strike at us now, and you won't make it out of this camp alive.
I'll survive, and you'll be the first to go. Then the sergeant. You know I'm right.
She makes an excellent point, my lord.
It does seem we've been less than a step ahead for some time now. Our position at our heels and in the shadows. You'll get no further resistance from me. I can't vouch for every last Imperial Revanite, of course, but I can speak for those present.
A wise move, Ivris.
I'm going to send out a team to look into your claims about the Republic Ravanites. Could be you're onto something.